Hello?
Hello there. Gerry Pocock, it's Paul Seaton. I spoke to you about the commandos.
Oh, yeah.
The other day.
Yeah.
I sent you a pile of photographs.
Yeah.
Did you get them, Gerry?
No, I haven't got them yet.
Oh, haven't you?
Hey?
You haven't got them?
No.
Well, that's surprising. Can I just check, Gerry, I've got your address right? First class stamps on it, you know, it didn't...
Oh,
it didn't
come through, all right.
Well, they're only copies, you know, there's nothing that can't be replaced. I'll tell you what, I'll try again. And I'll you know what I mean, I'll check with the post office how much I should put on. That's a shame. I thought you would have got them by now. Oh, well, because I wanted to ask you about the, you know, who's who in the photographs, if you could remember. But obviously you haven't got them. What I'll do, Gerry, I'll try again. Yeah, I'll make another little parcel and try again. Yeah, maybe we'll have more luck.
I had somebody else ring me, you know.
You had Ray Bromley.
Bromley.
I gave him your number.
Yeah, he was in N1.
That's right, because I spoke to him after I spoke to you. I've spoken to him a few times.
Yeah.
And he asked. I told him I had your number. And I gave him the number, and obviously he told me that he'd given you a ring.
Yeah.
Have you not seen him for a while, Gerry, or what?
That's right. Oh, he said he was up Birmingham.
Yeah.
For the reunions.
Yes.
Each year.
Yeah.
But the times he went up there.
You didn't?
I didn't see him, no.
Oh, that's a shame. So when was the last time you heard from him, Gerry? When was the last time? You haven't heard from him for a while, then?
Oh, yeah, I was up there when it folded up.
Yeah. Okay. I think that there's something Peter Lightfoot told me that was quite funny about, he was saying, if you can remember, when you were getting on the getting ready to depart from Scotland to Sicily, yeah?
Yeah.
They gave you all sort of Arctic kit, you know what I mean? Big coats and, I don't know.
That was my birthday.
Was it?
And they all give me zippers.
Yeah.
That put me out for a couple of days. I was left on the floor, on the deck of the boat.
But this was a deception, that they gave you all this stuff so that you would all think you were off to Norway or somewhere. Is that right? Or is he pulling my leg? This actually happened, did it? You don't know with Peter Lightfoot. Joe, did that happen or didn't it? Did that really happen? They gave you all this sort of Arctic clothing, yeah? You see, you're laughing. I don't know where I am now.
We had winter clothing.
He says you...
We went out to Sicily and it was red hot, it was.
Well, I know this because he said you didn't know where you were going till you were at sea.
We didn't know where we was going at all.
And you sailed non-stop from, where was it, the Clyde or somewhere?
That's right.
To...
we sat on the Clyde for, nearly 3 weeks, I think it was.
What, just...
Before we sailed.
What, just sitting in the boat? Yeah. It must have been boring. It must have been...
Well, they had us up there for exercises and all that, like.
Yeah. Could Jay,
before we got up there, before we went on the boat, like, you know.
Yeah.
All our hair was long, so I bought a couple of shears and I started cutting their hairs for nothing, didn't I?
Yes.
But when we went on the Argyle, the old colonel for the Canadian, had some for me. I went up and said, he said, I heard you're a barber.
Yeah?
He said, would you cut my hair, men's hairs as well?
Yeah. I hope you did a good job.
I went ashore there with her over £200.
Oh,
in pocket.
But
who else was it? Somebody else had a pile of money and all.
Yeah.
Of course, some old Canadians was the old Deutsch, like, you know, gambling.
Yeah.
Hair crowd, he was dead jammy, he was, like, you know.
Yes.
He had a pile of money and all when he went ashore.
And this is just from throwing the dice, you reckon? But what use is it? You know, you couldn't spend pounds in Italy, could you? Well, you know, you have your own sort of naffy or something that you spend the money in, or what? What?
We couldn't spend no money.
That's what I thought. I mean, did you...
When we went back to Bougie,
Yeah.
I sent all mine home to my mother.
Well, that's... Yeah, because you couldn't spend it, could you? There's nothing to spend it on. I mean, did you got paid, like, in pounds, shillings and
Well, it
pence?
depends where you were. Oh, no, right there, you had the British Expeditionary Force money.
Really?
Yeah.
And what could you do with that? Not a lot.
Yeah.
No, not much.
That piled up as well. Of course,
Yeah.
when you went back anywhere, you could get it transferred.
And changed into sort of real money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with, because I wondered about that. Well, it's a shame. Go on.
When things settled down in Italy, like, you know,
Yeah.
they brought their own money back all that then.
Because
But British Expeditionary Forces money,
Yeah.
you could spend that in Italy, like, you know, or anywhere you went.
with the Italians, you mean? If you wanted,
Right, yeah.
if you wanted a few bottles of wine or
That's it.
some chickens or something, you know. I mean, there wasn't much. You know, there weren't exactly supermarkets around at the time, were there? It was, you know, a few chickens and some grapes if you're lucky. You know, some wine and bread, and that would be about it, wouldn't it?
That's the only snag. Most of the time we didn't have no money at all. Unless you went to somewhere there was a naval base, like.
Yeah.
Where you could draw a couple of bob.
Because Peter Lightfoot was telling me they used to, they had various schemes where they would write out a chit for sort of non-existent landing craft and stuff. And for non-existent, you know, people, they would pretend that they got a few officers from a battleship with them or something, and go and get some bottles of whiskey from the stores, you know, with these fake chits. Does that ring a bell with you at all, or not?
Well, when I got sent up to Iper once, and then a subby had to take 6 LCAs across to one of the small islands.
Yeah.
But when we got over there, like, you know, the troops had moved up.
Yeah.
And of course we got stuck there, and we had nothing.
Yeah.
Of course the lads had no smoke for nothing.
Yeah.
And they used to have a trawler go down to some, what was the name of the place? Oh, Beirut.
Is this in Italy or North Africa or where are we, Joe?
That's in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, okay.
Right at the far end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No. They let me and the motor mechanic go down to the naval base there.
Yeah.
And draw a load of cigarettes.
Okay. But the British cigarettes were pretty horrible, weren't they? You know, the sort of army, navy, whatever.
Navy.
I mean, it used to be senior service, didn't it? I remember my dad used to smoke senior service all the time.
Yeah.
But they were pretty lousy. The cigarettes you got in the during the war were pretty horrible. So I hear that the Americans had more of everything, didn't they? Really, that the Americans were a lot better supplied than you lot were. Yeah.
Wow. The army had their own cigarettes, didn't they? They was horrible, they were.
What were they called? Can you remember what were they called?
I can't think of the name of them now. When I was in Malta,
Yeah.
there was a merchant packet there,
Yeah.
and there was loads of cigarettes stored in the boxes, like, you know.
Yeah.
And when they got them up, well, they was a bit damp,
Yeah.
but the old Maltese was drying them out and selling them.
Yeah. Because I read somewhere that in one of the books about you guys that after Sicily, right, you sold N2 anyway, sailed back to Malta and then back to North Africa, I think it was. But I don't know. Did you ever sail into Malta, like with the naval commandos?
Yeah.
That's because they were very happy, the Maltese, because they had sort of broken the siege of Malta. Yeah?
We went there, and then from Malta we went over to North Africa.
Yeah. What was that like, Bougie, Joe?
Well, there wasn't much there, like, you know. It was all right for laying on the beach.
Yeah. Well, it's probably
the rest and getting out of it.
Yeah, but it's probably a holiday resort now, isn't it? It's probably a holiday resort now. But what was it, just a lot of tents or a little village, or what was it? You know? Was it just an army, sort of navy base, or was it an actual little North African town? Or?
Yeah, car. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm with you, yeah. I'm here.
Right. Wait, what was you on the bay?
Bougie.
Yeah.
In North Africa. What was that like as a place?
It's only a small place. There was a naval depot there, though.
Yeah.
You could draw money or send money home and all that.
Yeah.
So it was handy for that kind of thing.
And then didn't you go back to Sicily after that, to Catania or somewhere like that? Is that right?
Yeah. We went from there down to Saunders,
which is in Egypt.
Down on Capri.
Yeah.
Down on the Britain Lakes.
But did you do? I read that they were camping on the Mount Etna in Sicily.
That's right.
On the slopes of Mount Etna somewhere, sort of camping on the side of there in a place called, I've lost the damn name of it.
Well, it's above Catania.
Yeah, that's right. Do you remember that? There was lots of flies there, apparently.
Of course, some of them was very cheerful. What about that? Starts up now. Where are we going to run?
Yeah.
It's only halfway through the night and all.
Yeah. And there was, what's his name? Your CO at the time was Russell, wasn't it? A fellow called Russell, who eventually he got his legs blown off, or one of his legs blown off in Anzio.
It was fairly bad, and injecting himself with morphine.
Yeah.
But they had to amputate the leg, because it was that bad. But on the landing of Sicily, the old sun got at him.
Yeah.
And the lads I was in a dugout, Italian dugout.
Yeah.
His son and all that, and he come down with his waving his pistol.
Yeah.
If you don't get up there on that beach, I'll shoot the lot of you. His legs was all sore with the sun,
Yeah. What, you mean he really went a bit balmy at that point?
Huh?
He went a bit balmy.
Yeah, with the sun.
Yeah.
I always remember that.
I read somewhere that after one of the landings, I think it was the Reggio one, that one of the able seamen went a bit balmy and was charging around with an axe or something, trying to, I think he was attacking the local population with an axe, and he had to be restrained, or something. Does that ring a bell with you?
No, 1 in 1 anyway.
No? Okay.
We were split up, 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And commandos.
Yes.
But you could be a couple of miles apart.
Yeah. But somebody told me, do you remember a fellow called Archie Thomas?
Thomas?
A Welsh bloke, yeah. I mean,
he got a bit of shrapnel on the leg, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was out of N Commando about the same time you were.
He got 3, look.
Yeah, he bit from an anti-personnel bomb, I think it was, from a Messerschmitt or something.
Yeah, that was up where the cable car run across. Well, we was round a bit farther, was on a beach.
Yeah.
Just an old pebble beach.
Yeah, I mean, when N Commando, was it normally like N1 would be on the left, and N2 would be in the middle, and N3 would be on the right?
That's right.
Is that how it worked?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so that, I mean, my dad's lot was N3, so you would have been as far as possible away.
Yeah, we could have been miles apart.
Yeah. What was it? Do you remember which beach it was? What was the sort of code word for the beach you landed on in Sicily? How green or something like that.
You give me a bit of chance and I'll get it down from upstairs.
Oh, okay.
I've got it about the landing of Sicily.
Have you got the
It gives you the beaches as well.
Does it? What have you got? I don't want you to go dashing off, because Jerry, I'll talk to you again. Yeah, I'm going to send you this stuff. Yeah, I'll have another chat to you then if that's okay. And I don't want you dashing upstairs, on my account. But what have you got? Have you got the books? There are 2 books about
it was a running commentary mainly of N3.
Oh, of N3?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah.
that was my dad's lot.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
it tells you where they landed and everything else, like, you know.
Does it? Who wrote that?
Yeah.
Do you know? Do you know who wrote it, Joe?
Yeah.
Do you know who wrote that? Well, you know, who created this thing?
It was done by somebody in
N3.
N3, yeah. I think it's one of the subeditors in N3.
Yeah, you're not thinking, because I know Sid Kipling wrote a lot of stuff about this. You're not thinking of the thing by Sid Kipling?
Yeah, Sid Kipling.
Was it written by him?
No.
No,
he was in N1.
No, okay.
This was done by somebody in N3.
Well, listen, Jerry, if you're sure it was by somebody in N3, I would be very, very interested in that, because that was my dad's lot. Yeah?
I'll sort that out for you anyway.
That would be lovely. I'll tell you what, Jerry, I'll it's a shame you haven't got these photographs. I will get another package together. Yeah, and I'll try again. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send it.
I might get it tomorrow morning.
Well, you might do. Give us a ring if you do. Oh, you can't give us a ring, can you? You don't. If I give you my phone number. Well, it's on the letter, but the letter that I sent you is with the parcel, which you haven't got. I'll tell you what, if you do get it, Jerry, then my phone number is in there. There's a letter with all these photographs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And my phone number is at the bottom of the letter. Yeah. So if you do get it and you feel like a chat, you know, just give us a ring. I work at home, yeah?
Yeah.
So just give us a ring anytime.
Right,
yeah?
Well,
because if you have got something about N3, I'd be very interested in...
it's definitely about more or less N3.
Yeah. And, okay. And do you know who were the petty officers for N3? I know my dad was one, which is Ray Seaton, yeah? He was one, and he had 2 fingers missing on his right hand.
I can't think of his name now. I can see him. The actual PO that started off.
Yeah. I've got a list here from Ken Barry, but it's not very reliable. And the petty officers, he's got N1 Letby.
Yeah.
And I've found him in the photographs there. N2 Freddie Underwood.
Yeah.
Haslock. Is that right? Hazelock. And Grainger. Yeah.
That's the one I was trying to think of.
Well, do you think he was N3 or
N3, wasn't he, Grainger?
Was he? I don't know. I know that Ken Barry's told me he was N2, but he doesn't know. It's a bit mixed up, all this. And then for N3, he's got you in N3.
No, I was N1. I was Russell.
Okay. And then he's also got a fellow called Bourne. Petty Officer Bourne, N3, and then he's got Petty Officer Lonsdale, N3, and then he's got Petty Officer R. Seaton, which is my dad, N3. I don't know if those are the petty officers that he's got.
Well, the only petty officers I knew in N3 was Grainger and your dad.
So Grainger was N3. Are you sure? You're sure about that? That Grainger was N3?
N3, yeah.
And my dad, that's good. Excellent.
He was a petty officer before he came into command. He was the same as Letby.
My dad seems to have been, he was an acting petty officer from, seems to have been from the time that you started the training up in Scotland.
Yeah.
You know, because, do you know, go on.
N1, 2 and 3 started off with 1 PO in each.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they decided to have 2 POs in each.
Yes.
And that's where we had give us an exam up there, like, you know.
Yeah.
And they made us up straight away.
Yeah. So what we, Jerry, what before...
I was in 1.
Yeah.
Your dad was in 3.
Yeah.
And... what's his name? Oh, there.
Underwood?
Underwood.
Yeah.
He was made up as well.
Yeah. So, what were you before you got up to Scotland, Jerry? Before
leading seaman.
You were leading seaman.
Hello, too. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't remember what month it was that you got up to Scotland, do you? Was it because it says N Commando formed in February 1943? Does that sound about right to you?
1940.
Formed February. HMS Armadillo.
It could have been.
Yeah.
It may have been a bit before that.
But it was winter.
Yeah, it would have been before that.
Was it?
Because I'll tell you why. We went up to... we've done a a course up there for so many weeks.
Yeah.
Then we went up to the Army depot.
Yeah.
The Army Commando depot. We
That's
went up there for a while.
Akmakari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we went on other exercises, and then we met up with the Canadians.
Yeah.
Besides going down to Devonport.
Yeah.
And then having a bit of leave and then going back up.
Yeah. Yeah. So how long, I mean, you reckon it was before February 43 that you went up to...
Before.
So what about...
Well, that's a point out when I get sort through my stuff up there.
Yeah, yeah. Because that'll be interesting, because my dad, you know, you all signed on his records, on his naval records, it says HMS Quebec,
Yeah.
right, which is the sort of combined operations thing up in Scotland.
That place, yeah.
Yeah, from the previous summer, like from, I think, July 1942, he must have volunteered or been pushed for, you know, combined operations stuff. But so that from the summer of 1942, he signed up with HMS Quebec, but N Commando wasn't formed, I thought, until about February the following year. So I was just wondering what he was doing for those 5 months before N Commando were formed. But can you remember, Jerry? Was it winter when you went up to when N Commando all got together? Was it winter, or do you remember spending Christmas, up there, or what?
Oh, you got me peaked.
Oh no, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Oh, I'll be able to tell you all right. Of course, I got all the dates on this sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 sheets, I think, there is.
Yeah. Well,
I got all the dates of the movements and all that.
Yeah. I have a terrible feeling that this is a thing. I think I've seen a bit of this, and I'm sure it's about N2. Like get on the ship, leave, go to HMS Folliot, go to King's Cross, go to Spion Bridge, that sort of thing. Is that it? Does that sound...
That's right.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all about N2. But I haven't got all of that thing, and even if it is N2, it would still be interesting. Jerry, would it take you long to... I'm so intrigued, I'm tempted to ask you... If
quite all right. I'll be sorting at 8 this evening when I've got nothing to do.
Yeah? All right.
I was chasing a bait up the town today for the voice.
Yeah. That's in Caversham?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went up the town.
Yeah.
For what's called that? Her disabled card is near enough expired.
Oh, yeah.
And she can't do without that because she can't go on a bus.
No, it's... What, did you...
The old buses are where they take off.
Yeah.
Sends her flying.
Oh, is she... So she...
All right, if I'd let her get on, like, and then get into a seat.
Yeah,
but they generally take off before they sit down.
Yeah. So does that mean that her legs aren't too good, basically?
That's right, they're very bad.
Yeah. Was she in the commander?
No,
I'm sorry.
I was in church with one, lighting a candle.
And she broke her ankle?
And she turned round and the step was there and she missed the step.
Oh no.
Of course, the way she fell, that broke her ankle.
Yeah.
No laugh about that, lighting a candle.
Yes, that's God for you. He's got a sense of humour. was that a while back then, Joe? That she?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, it was only a matter about 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah. Because you're no spring chicken, aren't you? You must be 82, 83, 84?
So I'm 84 and she's coming up for 82.
Ah!
And her birthday's on the 1st of April.
You better not... I told you about the sense of humour.
1st of April.
Yeah.
Birthday.
You better not forget that, my friend. Because, it's the worst thing you can do, isn't it? Is forget your wife's birthday. That's the worst thing I can do.
Can't forget all, can you?
No.
I all forget mine.
Well, no, I mean, when they remember, what do you get? A pair of socks? You know, you know, it's not worth. It's not worth. You know, and I mean, after a while, you don't want to be reminded of how old you're getting, do you? Because I'm a mere slip of a lad. I'm 52. You know, and that's, I don't want to. Ever since I was about 25, I haven't been really bothered about birthdays very much. You know, you feel like once you pass there, you don't want to know anymore. And but you're pretty sprightly, Jerry, compared to some of the other guys I've spoken to. Ray Bromley's not too, you know, not too well.
I still drive well.
Do you?
Yeah.
Very slowly. Do you drive very slowly, or you still?
I'll get.
You're born later.
Oh well. I'll have a tug.
Yeah. Do you? Do you? Because I'm out in the country here, and I get stuck behind some old dears, you know, driving their little cars up and down the main roads, and it can drive you mad on a 60-mile-an-hour road when they're doing like 40 miles an hour.
Well, there's a speed limit. I'll keep to that speed limit.
Yeah, I wish they'd keep to the speed.
Like on these country roads, you can go up to 50 and 60.
Oh, yeah.
I'm up there. Nobody hanging a bait like.
Yeah. So, maybe I asked you this before, and it's the last question I'll ask you, and I'll let you know, you can have a rest from all these questions, but how long did you spend, maybe I asked you this before, but how long altogether did you spend, you know, there was Armadillo, wasn't there, HMS Armadillo and all that stuff, and then you were up at Agnacarry.
Yeah.
And then you came down to Devonport, you know, Folliot, isn't it? Bickley. Yeah. And then you went back up again, and then there's some exercises around the islands. But how long was it before you were actually, you know, considered to be, before you got the commando knives or whatever they gave you? You know, how long was it between you all meeting up and saying, hello guys, we're in commando, and then, you know, sort of passing out, finishing the whole training business? Was that a matter of months, or...?
It was a matter of months.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So basically, and pretty cold weather would have been over the winter.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah, but you didn't take no notice of that with air rage and...
No.
The cold water and all that. You plodded through it, you didn't think nothing of it.
Yeah. Would you remember that being was more like winter than spring? Do you think? The training? Was it, you know, definitely winter, or was it...
Definitely winter.
Okay.
Because I remember that up in Agnacarry.
Yeah. That was...
Crawling along through the mud and the water.
Yeah.
They were firing down at you, like, you know.
With real bullets, about it. Somebody...
See the mud flowing up.
was
made you keep down.
Yeah, somebody got a bullet in the backside, apparently. Somebody was telling me, you know, that he was... Oh, I know. Do you know a fellow called George Fagans?
Fagan?
Yeah, Fagans. He was with H Commando, I think. And he was one of the ones who started the Commando Association, you know, getting it together. And I think he stabbed somebody in the back, kind of in training by accident with his knife, and put the guy in hospital or something. And there's another story about somebody who got shot in the buttock. You know, he's keeping down, and you know, they were firing live ammunition over his head, and it just got him in the bum. And he said he sort of leapt about 3 feet in the air. And, you know, they carted him off to the hospital or wherever they carted him off.
N Commando was the only naval commando that went up to Agnacarry.
Well, this might be a bit disappointing to you, Jerry, but I have a feeling, there's a couple of books about all this, about the naval commandos, and it does say in there that they told that to all the Navy units who went there. They said, oh, you're the first Navy unit to come here, you know, and you're the only Navy unit we've had. But do you mean that after you lot, you were the first ones or the only ones?
The only ones.
Well, I'm sure that the guys after you, because I've spoken to, you know, Ken Barry?
Yeah.
Because he was in our commando, right? And he did the landings in Normandy, and he was at Agnacarry. I have a feeling they told that to all of you. Do you know what I mean?
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
There's a museum.
Yeah.
Up there at the back of the hotel.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's still there, but my nephew, I told him about it, and he went and had a look. That was not many years back, and it was still there.
Yeah.
I had a list out there of all the commandos, Army, Marines, all that. that went through Carry.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only naval commander was on there.
Was in. That's right. Well, the museum is still there because but it's in the hotel now, I think. My sister was trying to get in touch with the bloke who used to run it, but she couldn't find him. But she spoke to the people at the hotel, and they said that we've got the museum inside the hotel now because we were trying to get some information out of them. You haven't got a nephew or a son or something called Doug, have you, Jerry?
Hey?
You haven't got a son or a nephew or something called Doug Pocock? No, it's because I used to know a fellow at university. He was called Pocock, and he came from your part of the world, and his name was Doug. I just wondered if he was related, but obviously not. Okay, all right. I'll tell you, Jay, what I'll do, I'll get you another parcel in the post. Yeah, and then when we got some photographs to look at, maybe you can help me out and tell me, who's who, if you can remember. And if the parcel I've already sent does turn up, just would you give me a ring?
I will.
I would appreciate that very much, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah.
That's right.
Anything you can remember that you think I might find interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Only because it's obviously because of the connection with my dad is that we never really found out, what he got up to during the war. So anything that kind of fills in some details. Do you know what I mean? Like, funny stories or horror stories or whatever you can think of would be great. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, Jerry.
I'll do that for you.
Excellent. Lovely talking to you. Look after yourself. Look after the missus.
Cheers to now, then.
Yeah, don't forget the wife's birthday.
Yeah.
All right, mate. All right.
Cheers.
All right, see you later. Bye.
All right.
Bye.